meeting for Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025, and Bob James is going to start us off with prayer.
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we just come to you tonight again asking for wisdom and courage. And Lord, we ask for blessings on the town, on this country, Lord. It seems like we're in a lot of turmoil these days. And Lord, also tonight, I ask that you be with Paula and her husband, Lord. It's going to be a rough day, and we just ask that the doctors and watch over him and heal him. And Lord, again, we just thank you for the wisdom that you're going to give us, hopefully. And we ask that you bless each and every person in this room. In Jesus' name, amen.
If we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Page roll call.
Rothschild.
Here.
Kennett.
Here.
Swanson.
Here.
Barnhart.
Here.
Roothouse. James.
Here.
Samowski. Arnold.
Here. Okay, we have a quorum. Next on the agenda, public comments related to agenda items. City ordinance allows members of the public to speak and give input up to 3 minutes. During public comment, there can be no debate or action by the city council at this time. Any members of our public wish to make a statement? Okay, moving on tonight, mayor's comments. I have none at this time. City council comments. Any members of our council? No? Okay, Brandon, city administrator comments.
Just a reminder to the council, let me know if you can attend the Chamber of Commerce dinner on August 7th. I think right now it's just Mr. Swanson and his wife who are signed up. So we'll count Barnhart in on that. So there's more seats available if anybody would like to come.
Okay, moving on the agenda, item number 8. And I think the reason most of our audience is here tonight would be the swearing in as police sergeant for Kelly Sullivan. Chief?
All right. Repeat after me. I, Kelly Sullivan, do solemnly swear that I will support and comply with the Constitution of the United States of America,
that I will support and comply with the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Illinois,
the Constitution and laws of the state of Illinois,
the charter, laws, and ordinances of the city of Geneseo,
the chartered ordinances and laws of the city of Geneseo,
and the rules and regulations of the Geneseo Police Department,
and the rules and regulations of the Geneseo Police Department,
and the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics,
and the Law Enforcement Code of Ethics.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office
I will faithfully discharge the duties of my office
as police sergeant to the best of my ability.
as police sergeant as to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
You want pictures with anybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What do you think with the name of Kelly Sullivan and some red hair?
There's just not much hair at all. Whoever wants to come up with it. Yeah.
Do we want to raise the, You're doing student photo.
No, we can go at this angle.
Sean.
Come on up.
Okay. Too much.
Okay.
Do you want Sean in there? Sean in there?
We'll grab one out. Yeah, get them out there.
Congratulations. hand them to you, Casey. I'll send it to you.
Okay, moving on. Item number 9 under administration, 9.1 would be the Prairie Park and city operations discussion.
All right. So, so everybody is aware, we recently passed some changes to the burn pile operations. We got all of that squared away, and we're currently in process of working with the tree companies and organizations to get everything set up for the burn pile site, the dump site for leaves, brush, and tree debris. We told the council that when we were discussing the potential solar array project, which has since been shelved for now, that at some point we were going to address some of the other issues at Prairie Park. I've called that park the Wild Wild West in a number of meetings because we kind of have this park, but it's not really well defined. We have these trails, but they're not really well defined. We don't have maps. We don't have a great system out there for an actual park facility on the city acreage. So what we have laid out for you tonight are a few things that we think it's time to go ahead and move forward with. One of those items is actually defining the trail system. There's a map attached to it if Jamie wants to bring up that link attachment just to show everybody that's here. Eric and Chad worked on this and some of our mapping systems. We went and walked all of these trails. We've been talking for some time about the need to close the trails that are right next to where the police officers shoot at the range. Some of the trails that border and are actually 6 inches to a foot away from drop-offs around the city dump site, and some large holes where we dump materials and store materials. Those trails are marked as closed. And then, of course, the trails in the southern section that actually cut through the burn pile site and make their way over to the police shooting range. So, the orange dots on here, the orange outline really defines what we want to post as the publicly accessible trail system with the yellow trails that are marked on here. So our plan is to post this map at the trail entrance, establish an official volunteer trail committee. We have a number of names, people that have came forward when we've discussed this over the past 8 months that would like to volunteer to help clear debris off the trails and be part of that process once we establish it. The other thing that we want to do if we move all of this forward is to end the agreement or terminate the agreement with Fork, Friends of Off-Road Cycling that was passed in 2015. I've given them opportunities to meet with us and be part of the discussion, come to the table to rework a new agreement. As we've talked about in the past, there is this agreement that was passed in 2015 that lays out a number of items. It's attached on here about them establishing trail signage, trail systems, trail work, and a lot of things that just haven't happened. It's been 10 years, and we need to terminate this agreement. It doesn't mean that if they want to come back to the table on this volunteer trail committee that they can't be a part of that or volunteer for that. We're willing to have that conversation with them, but at this point, they're not willing to participate in a sit-down meeting about this. The other piece of this is the police and fire range and training grounds. So Gene is here, but basically to summarize this, so we have the police shooting range, and then we have the old civil defense building. It's a large building that in recent years, we've stored materials for public works and other city entities out there. Hasn't really been used. The fire department and police department have a desire to not tear down this building and to use it for training. The fire department would like to, I don't know, Gene, if you want to talk about a little bit what that means, but basically we have a proposed IGA that's attached to the agenda that we would like to, if all of this gets moved forward tonight, the thought here would be the fire board meets in a couple of weeks for them to consider it. If they're on board with it, we'll bring all this back to you guys in a resolution to officially pass it if they're on board. But that building, there would be a shared cost for some upgrades and if we need some equipment out there. If you want to talk about maybe the reason why they want.
Yeah, they don't have a training facility other than the basement right now, and they're looking for a place to go train outdoors. Kind of, it's a optimal place. Obviously, our firing range. It's out of public view for the most part. You don't really see what they're doing up there. That building is all steel construction other than the outside. All the, the joists and everything steel. So it's a shame to take it down. There's an area in there that was wood and drywall, but hasn't been heated and cooled, so it's full of mold. They're willing to come in and take all that out for us. They have the protective gear to do that. They'll use that as a practice day to tear stuff out. Beyond that, we had talked about making movable walls. So we can go in and do tactical movements or whatever, training movements, take a car in there and train. But they have the same needs. So they would like to have movable walls as well. So they can go in there and practice moving through buildings if there's a fire and smoke it up. Artificial smoke, okay? And then on top of that, they would eventually like to do one of the smoke houses like you see in Kelowna and all that for training. It's a good spot for them to go. It's a good spot for us to go. I think it's a good joint partnership that we can work together. Obviously, we maintain control over it, and everybody have to agree on what we do. But it spreads our dollars farther by getting people involved, the fire department involved with the police department. And we work together every day anyway. They're a great department. We're a great department. And I'd like to see it move forward. And I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, we had a pretty good meeting about I think the opportunity for both departments is there. And I mean, the structure needs some work at this time, but I don't think it needs so significant dollar wise that between two parties, we can't make it something that everybody can use.
Yeah. So, and the range, we're getting long. I mean, electric department, power, or the public works, they've been kicking it. I mean, it's almost done. The building trades did most of the work, and then actually Kurt CI came out, had some guys come out and finish up the exterior, so it's closed in. Electric department right now is doing the electrical. Chad has got some concrete work he's going to put out there, and then also some more of the millings. So it's getting there. If you ever want to come see it, let me know. We'll go out there and go on a tour. So can't shoot, Bob.
And so basically the ask from the council tonight is to, if all of these concepts are agreeable, is to move it forward and let us continue this work and then bring back official resolutions and things to pass in late August for you.
I just had one question. I had somebody approach me about this, and they asked, can they still ride bikes out there once the trail is up? Or will that be, is it just a walking trail? What is it specifically?
Yeah, this time, we, again, the partnership with Fork doesn't seem to be progressing, but we've talked to our insurance company, and there's nothing that is stopping us from allowing the mountain bikes still. We're going to have rules and posted things, warnings and things for people to follow, and trail markings. We need to address all that, but we have no plans to totally scrap that at this time.
Yeah, I didn't know if some of the trails are going to be for bikes, other trails are just strictly walking trails. They weren't really clear on that, so I figured So what happens if they do, or they have an issue with somebody? I mean, what if they're walking and we had some older people and somebody comes by with a mountain bike and
Yeah.
What's that?
They can report it.
Use the cane, keep them all.
well,
Yeah.
It depends on the facts of the motorcycle, whether they abiding by our rules. I'm sure we'll try and design the trails so that there aren't that many conflicts, but at the end of the day, we'll need to have warnings up for everybody.
I think by posting the rules, though, you've got to pretty much say it out. Turn your mic on. By posting the rules, and also probably can we post something that says we're not responsible if somebody were to get injured on a dirt bike out there? Not a dirt bike.
You can post it, it doesn't make it
doesn't,
so.
Yeah, I mean, I think, at least since 2015, it's operated with fork and mountain biking events and people walking. There's not a lot of use, and we haven't heard of conflict, bikes and pedestrians walking, so
I do think it'd be interesting to review the rules. If that, I don't know if we have that as part of an ordinance someplace about what's allowed, what's not allowed and all that. Like, can I ride horses on it? Sure. Truthfully, I was thinking about that. It's right off the Hennepin Canal that allows horses right there.
Who's gonna get you on the horse?
See, you didn't think of everything, did you?
Well,
we'll
I mean,
have to address all this.
yeah, that's the important point here is that
Yeah.
this is how lax we are now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
regardless of what we can and can't do, that'll all be sorted out as we filter through this. It's about advancing it forward to bring something back final
For sure.
that really defines these things that are within our risk that, we can.
Yeah,
take.
but Brett brings up a good point. Are these things, when they bring it back, I'm fine with that, but are they gonna bring it back? Will that be something that will be stipulated or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe that is your intent, correct?
And
Draft something that fits the city for our exposure, what we're willing to assume, what we can and can't do versus right now, as he said, we really don't know what anybody's doing out there.
I do think this is brilliant. I think it's a super underutilized space that a lot of people don't even know it's out there. So along with the dog park, same thing. It's a lot of
Yeah.
people don't realize we have a dog park.
Right.
So I think it's anything we do out there is brilliant. So.
Yep.
And Mike-
99% of places I ride my bike are coexisting with walkers. Great River Trail up along the Mississippi, it's that way, so.
I make a motion, direct staff to proceed as presented with Prairie Park Operations, working to bring back appropriate resolutions for the intergovernmental agreement between the city and the fire district and the termination of the Fork Agreement to a special city council meeting on 8/26/25.
Motion by Arnold,
Second.
second by Kenneth, roll call.
Rothschild,
Yes.
Kenneth,
Yes.
Swanson,
Yes.
Barnhart,
Yes.
James,
Yes,
Arnold.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. 9.2 would be the finance director review of the 2024 audit and funds tie-out.
All right, so as requested each year, I have tied out, so the opening balance, those numbers are a formula that is pulled directly from Civic. So those numbers are input from Civic, and then I reference the page number in the audit that you can coincide it with to see that everything does tie out to the fund. So this is everything except for the general fund. If you go through, I have it highlighted if there's a couple of things, so like perpetual care, it's not just one account. There's a couple of accounts that tie out, same with electric and water and wastewater. They have multiple things that will tie out to that. The next one is the general fund. And again, a lot of stuff rolls into the general fund. And so that's why this one I always keep separate, is because all of these items under here are considered the $1 of cash and cash equivalents for the general fund. This year, we do have one new thing on here. So at the end of 24, the invoice for the police pension bond was paid, and it wasn't supposed to be paid until January 1. So that item amount is referenced here, and I included the invoice for it so that way you could see. Basically what they did was they subtracted that amount from our cash and cash equivalents. They put it like back into it because technically it wouldn't have been taken out until January 1. So that's why I have this as reference here for the 285. Questions on any of these tie-outs?
Yeah, the person who you ask is not here.
But I do have the page numbers referenced there if you didn't look.
I am impressed by the way that we went rounding that it's the same dollar amount, 80% off.
Oh, yeah, because they audit rounds either up or down.
I'm just saying, surprised that all around it actually worked out.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, there's no motion on that,
No.
right?
No. Okay, without more discussion, we'll move on. 9.3 would be the generator purchase for well 33. Chad?
So
Oh,
yeah, you can talk. As Chad and Lauren have both explained in previous project meetings, the EPA is requiring a backup generator on the new well that's currently being developed. Chad got some proposals for this generator. The lowest proposal that we are recommending going with tonight on this is a quote from Rock River Electric for a 50-watt diesel generator. It's a Cummins generator for the site. That is required per the EPA for this, so it's an additional expense.
So they just add this to it when this new well came up, or was it part of the process to begin with?
It's not a requirement. Well, actually, if you want to get the permit, it's gonna be a requirement. So, I mean, we know it's coming because in our future budgets, we have everything that'll have a generator on it by 2030. Wastewater lift stations and water treatment.
So they want backup generators for everything.
Yeah, we do have a portable generator now. That was surprise potentially, but they'd still encourage us to have a standby generator there. You know, that could be on the trailer, whatever. We're just gonna put a fixed mount in. We'll probably wire it so we can run 3 different wells, or well 30, this new well 33, and potentially a future well. Besides it in the, it can't run 3 wells at once, but it could run 2 out of the 3, because we sized it for 2 20 horsepower pumps to run. So, we have multiple Cummins generators now for lift station and for the Iron River plant, so that's why we'd like to stick with the Cummins.
And what's the shelf life of a generator?
Depends how you do your maintenance. Should be.
Okay, well, let's say you keep your maintenance up.
So we'll have to treat the diesel, make sure the diesel's good, and that's probably the biggest thing on longevity.
Okay.
So we can probably last 30, 40, it'll outlive the life of the well potentially.
Electrical components will probably be the bigger problem, just like trucks and everything else anymore.
Motion recommended the special city council meeting approval of generator purchase from the Rock River Electric for the well 33 project. The amount of 43,470 to be paid from the water department fund balance.
Second.
Motion by Arnold, second by James. Roll call.
Arnold,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Barnhart,
Yes.
Swanson,
Yes.
Kenneth,
Yes.
Rothschild.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. 9.4 would be the RFP for refuse collection services.
So the city's contract with Republic Services expires at the end of this year, into 2025. Jamie, Chad, and myself have been working to put together this RFP document for, to release. We wish to release it this Thursday if this passes tonight. But to put out this RFP for proposals for trash recycling and yard waste services. It will be a 5-year contract with a vendor.
And I'm sorry, I forgot to look at this. Are we fixing the leaf collection issue where they stop collecting like way too early and don't, I mean, you know what I mean? Because that was one of the problems we currently have is that like they'll stop collecting in November and we're still getting leaves down through December.
I believe the last collection day is the last Monday of November. Does that sound correct to you guys? Through November.
I just know in the past it's been a problem that, you know, we have wet and then all of a sudden it's.
And then recall the previous couple of meetings, we also are extending leaf drop off to the burn site for some of those late season leaves into December for people who don't want to utilize the curbside service.
I just don't know if there's any wording for that. Like I know in the past, we just had some really wet Novembers and you can't do anything with leaves and then it dries up and then at that point it's all over. And I do appreciate the leave. It's just food for thought if there's anything to put in the language.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's our, I don't know, assuming to Bert's point that the collector could still take them wherever that was allowed. I mean, it's our terms to write or request, but I think Brandon's point, James' point would be there will be a cost associated with that also ultimately filters down to rate base.
Most expensive piece.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have
We
any,
won't- we
do
won't
we have any
include it.
idea how many?
I'm not trying to blow you up there,
Yeah.
but that's the reality of it.
Every year we complain about it
Yeah.
and we bring it up in the council that when we do this, we need to change the leaf collection policy to be later in the year. So this is an opportunity to do so, but I also understand it'd make it more expensive.
But I
Totally get
think
it.
the hard reality is that, you know, we offer so many options.
And we had the new option with the burn pile or the
And what
leaf
we
collection.
say, we
Yep.
have other options.
For sure.
Yeah, we can add it
Trying to
in.
And I don't mean
Yeah.
to be negative about it. I'm agreeing that we've increased the services to leaf collection that probably more than compensate for this.
How many companies do we have that are local that would even want to do our work?
Well, we'll find out when we
Yeah.
put out the RFP. We know there's a couple of big players in the Quad Cities area and Henry County area.
Okay.
Maybe there's more. We'll find out when we put it out.
2 years ago, LRS would have given Republic around $4 million, but LRS is pulled back. So they're owned by private venture capital. Private venture capital is convulsing, and so they're not as aggressive as they used to be. Critical piece is proximity to the ultimate disposal, either a transfer station or a landfill. Republic has both.
Could you please turn your mic on when you're speaking, Dirk?
We'll find out.
Interesting.
Yeah, when we move it forward, we could, say add an alternate option
Yeah,
for
that's a good
another
idea.
leaf pickup in December.
And then we can take a look at it and make some.
Motion to recommend to the special city council approval of the RFP document for residential refuse services.
Motion by Arnold,
I'll second that.
second by Barnhart. Roll call.
Rothschild,
Yes.
Kennett,
Yes.
Swanson,
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Item number 10 would be the payment of city and utility bills.
Motion to pay the bills is presented. She's not here.
Motion by Arnold,
Second.
second by Chad was distracting me.
Second.
Swanson, roll call.
Arnold,
Yes.
Special city.
Next meeting.
Special.
Yeah.
James,
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Swanson.
Yes.
Kennett,
Yes.
Rothschild.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. And then we are not prepared to have an executive session at this time, correct?
Did not get a response.
Okay,
No
so there will be no executive session as we
Motion to adjourn.
thought there may. Yeah, I
Second.
guess move it.
Public comment.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I.
11, yeah.
Madeline?
See, Chad, you really threw me. I'm gonna blame Chad. Okay, public comment for all other items. City ordinance allows members of the public to speak and give input up to 3 minutes. During public comment, there can be no debate or action by the city council at this time. I guess, Ann, we're down to you.
Everybody else left.
Madeline?
Madeline? Yeah? No? Okay, now I would entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Arnold,
Second.
second by Barnhart. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We got one more minute.
Yes.
I'm losing it too. It's not over, Ann.
Okay, we'll now call to order the special city council meeting for Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. Page roll call.
Rothschild.
Here.
Kennett,
Here.
Swanson,
Here.
Barnhart,
Here.
Roothouse, James.
Here.
Samowski, Arnold.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Item number 2 would be public comments related to agenda items. City ordinance allows members of the public to speak and give input up to 3 minutes. During public comment, there can be no debate or action by the city council at this time. Okay, no public. Moving on, item number 3 under administration, 3.1 would be the 2025 HMA overlay bid acceptance.
So we put our 2025 HMA overlay out to bid this year for the asphalt paving. The bid opening took place on July 16th here at City Hall. The engineering estimate for this project was $249,326. We did have 2 bidders through IMEG's process. They were Brandt and Valley Construction. And Brandt came in as the lowest qualified bidder at $221,236.10.
In the past, didn't we use Henry County? Didn't they do this, or am I mixing things up?
Yeah,
So they didn't even
Yeah.
bid on it this year?
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah. They're having major plant issues.
It's too bad for them.
Motion to approve the bid from Brandt Construction at 23610 for the 2025 HMA overlay work.
Motion by Arnold. Second by Rothschild. Roll call.
Rothschild,
Yes.
Kennett,
Yes.
Swanson,
Yes.
Barnhart,
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Okay, the motion carries. 3.2.
I'm just curious, did this come in close to what we budgeted? Oh, I must have missed that. Sorry. Perfect. Perfect.
Item number 3.2 would be the generator purchase for well 33.
Motion to approve the generator purchase from Rock River Electric for the well 33 project, the amount of 43,470 to be paid from the Water Department fund balance.
Motion by Arnold,
Second.
second by Kennett. Roll call.
Arnold,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Barnhart.
Yes.
Swanson,
Yes.
Kennett,
Yes.
Rothschild.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. 3.3 would be the RFP refuse collection services.
Motion to approve the RFP document for residential refuse services.
Motion by Arnold,
I'll second.
second by Barnhart. Roll call.
Arnold,
Yes.
James, Barnhart,
Yes.
Swanson,
Yes.
Kennett,
Yes.
Rothschild.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. 3.4 would be the pedestrian bridge at Oakwood Landing.
So we asked engineer Lauren Rains to be back with us tonight from IMEG. We discussed this in the last meeting, that we were going to come back with an updated construction estimate after Lauren's team was done taking a look at some of the things that were discussed with 5-foot extension on the bridge length, and the potential of the DNR requiring a hydraulic study. Lauren, I don't know if you want to just walk through the changes on the construction estimate. And
Does this include the covered bridge part?
Yeah, I want to cover it.
Basically, the bridge was recommended by one of our other structural engineers to maybe increase it by 5 foot. So that way, but there is a potential that if we remain way clear of the channel by extending it this 5 foot, that maybe when we submit it to DNR, that they won't require a hydraulic report. But we want to be totally transparent with the city is, depending on your reviewer, just like IDOT and some of these other administrations and EPA, they may come back and say, no, you're going to have to do one regardless. I mean, we know the 69 flood got up to basically the roof line of the Pizza Hut down there, which would totally inundate basically all of these bridges, including the State Street Bridge. State Street bridges, because we have the pedestrian bridge, we have the other one just north of the old Ford dealership and the Moose Lodge area, so we've done a pedestrian bridge there. We've got that permitted. And I do not recall if DNR required us to do a hydraulic report on that bridge as well. We've done ones for the Rock Island Arsenal. We've done ones for the City of Rock Island on Sullivan Island. So, I mean, pedestrian bridges is nothing new that we've done. It's just about 50-50 at a time. We supply them the information. We think we know what they want and how they want it designed to avoid this hydraulic report. But sometimes they say, no, with the circumstances, we want to go ahead and see a hydraulic report completed. So we went ahead and provided that estimate in our estimate as well.
Lauren, what would a hydraulic report tell them, or would they tell you?
So is what they want is
cancel
they
the
actually
project
want to see
depending
a
on what they-
model ran basically before that bridge is put in place. And then they want us to basically add this bridge into the model and prove that there's basically a no rise is what they call it.
And you would do all that work and just supply that to them for their review?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So we would we'd run the flow characteristics of Geneseo Creek, and then we would rerun it after we would basically model the bridge in there to ensure that it wouldn't raise it more than I think whatever is allowable. I don't know if it's 1/10 of an inch or 100th of an inch or whatever, or 100th of a foot. So basically 1/8 of an inch. So that's what would be required by DNR.
And is there a chance they would come back and say that you cannot do this, or?
There is a slight chance there that they could come back and say that as well.
Or that they would change or tell you what a different bridge design would look like that could be substantially
And
higher or
if
different?
that's the case, as soon as we get their recommendation or their whatever their judgment is, then we'd come back and report to the council right away. So, and if they made some kind of significant change that didn't allow us to fit within our $250,000 budget, what we were, estimating, then we come back to council right away and say, okay, how do you want us to move forward? So we
And-
would be clear with them.
Any idea on timeline for
For a
review?
DNR review?
Yeah.
We've got preliminary survey done. We would have to model it, and then get that preliminary information in DNR. Their timeline is anywhere from a month to 6 months. We submitted, for a DNR permit. Actually, this was a DNR grant for another village, and it was their grant, and they're pushing us to submit it. So we pushed it along, submitted it, and now it's been sitting in their hands for over 6 months. And I think we just got comments back to tweak a couple things on that permit, and we're resubmitting it. So, I mean, you don't know. It's kind of like dealing with IEPA.
Yeah, I understand.
It could be.
But
you
just
know,
for conversation's sake with the
Right.
council, the discussions Brandon and I have had is I feel like we have an obligation to be good stewards of the community to make some sort of decision with this grant money. I mean, I don't use the word fair, but I don't think the city should just continue to like leave this project in limbo. So that's why I was concerned of a response of it could be 6 months, because that takes us into a different budget year and everything else. And
Right.
it's going to get really
And
complicated.
I'm just being honest with you.
I
don't-
understand.
I don't know what the review time's going to be.
So what are our options?
Well, it's on the agenda, for the council to consider. This was a budgeted project again at $250,000. The money's been budgeted. We have the grant commitment for 125 from the Geneseo Foundation, but we have it back to you guys for this presentation because of the fact that we didn't get the ITEP grant. So we want everybody to be aware that although, we're going to try to do fundraising, Geneseo Foundation is going to pay for part of this. We want to acknowledge that we're not going to recuperate all of the money like we were anticipating with the ITEP grant for this 250. And then with some of the changes that Lauren brought up with DNR and everything, we just want to be fully transparent as to if we're committed to moving forward with this or not, and bring you guys all the facts. That's why it's on the agenda.
So the worst case in theory would be is we obviously pay you to submit this, and then DNR rejects it, and we're out the money that we paid you to
Yeah.
do the study and to do the submission. That's kind of worst case scenario.
That's
And where are
worst
we at
case.
on engineering costs so far?
What's that?
Where are we at on engineering costs so far?
We had the concept, and I don't remember what that cost was. I apologize, Craig. I can go back. I
How
can
much
look.
more are we looking for
Well,
an image and to raise it 1/8 of an inch or whatever you said it was?
Well,
How
that's
much
the
is that gonna
standard that
cost
he's
us?
referencing is what it is.
I know,
Yeah.
but you got to do all the flow and all that stuff. And if it goes back, it comes back, it doesn't. They could say yay or nay at their whim. I mean, I don't. It's much.
So basically, I think the engineering it was to finalize engineering, get it out to bid, do the structural drawings and all that, get it submitted to DNR with all the 404 permits with Corps
Yeah.
and IEPA, get the SHPO letter, the EcoCat, which is basically your endangered species letter. So we get all that stuff. That would be around 25,600 to finalize the drawings and get it out to bid, to get you a bid. If the hydraulic report is required, that'd be an initial 21,000, I think was that 890, is what we have it estimated. And of course, that's T&M. All these are T&M. So, some projects we do very well and we come in substantially under our T&M. Some we're right at close to how we have them budgeted, and then there's a few that we do run over, and we adhere to our estimate unless there is a catastrophic change that then we would have to come back to council and ask for.
But you haven't done a final design yet, right?
Correct. We've only done exhibits and concepts and survey and a geotech report.
And is that 181? Is that what I'm reading? 181.5? Is that going to still cover the construction? Or does that depend on what happens when they redesign it?
Well, that could change, right?
That's what
If
I
there-
mean.
if there was a
It could change,
suggestion.
but this is based on the new 5-foot longer bridge. It's based on the 6x75 instead of the 6x70-foot bridge that we had originally estimated back March of 24, I believe it was, right?
Yeah.
So, and that increased about 10%. Or no, $5,000. So it wasn't 10%. It was only.
So if it's approved tonight, I mean, we're authorizing Lauren to continue to spend, to do the final design and do the submissions to DNR, and then we'll know if we're moving forward. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to, assuming you're done, Craig. I'll make. Okay.
So what's been have we got any feedback? Anybody got any feedback from what people want it, don't want it? What, any,
Want it would be the feedback I've had.
The safety.
so they don't, because they don't have to walk on the bridge, right?
Correct.
Which was a, I mean, to begin with.
And this had been identified probably 10 years or 15 years ago as something that was needed. And, we have an opportunity to do it, but yeah, there was a lot of support for that. And we probably haven't asked the question lately, but I'm pretty confident there's still quite a bit of support for it.
Yeah, remember when this first came up with the beautification area and bridge, Tom Anderson, who was here a couple of meetings ago, did do that surveying and present the data to you guys about the desire of the residents in that area, the businesses, thinking that it would be good for business to increase the ability for pedestrian traffic to come down from the park, from the neighborhood. There is a strong desire from a safety standpoint.
And there's no way of getting over that creek other than that.
The only way.
I don't know
is
what
to
else is behind there,
To
so I don't.
swim or to walk
Swim.
over the vehicular bridge, which we know is one of the most dangerous points to walk over in
We could design a
Geneseo.
gondola for you guys like
Yeah.
Disney has. On a
Are you
cable
offering?
And it's not wide enough to add like a walking lane or anything on that bridge.
For additional services.
Well, I mean, that would be the only point of discussion is what's the longevity and life of that bridge? I mean, yeah, because it's been there quite a while now. Well, that was just a new surface. They didn't do full abutments and everything at that time. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be the only other route that could ever be pursued would be a replacement, reconstruction of that bridge at that some time with a different design.
What does that cost?
You wouldn't want to know.
Yeah. The reason why that bridge was done under maintenance was because if you would change it to a reconstruct, then you're having to reconfigure that entire intersection because it doesn't meet any turning movements and regulations.
Well, if
So
you take a look at the walls on that bridge and see how many times it's been hit by vehicles, that just shows you that there's no room for anybody other than the vehicles to get hit.
I
The
get it.
fact that
I
we
would
have
just like
not
to
had
get
a
some kind of
problem.
a final decision from somebody on something on a bridge that shouldn't be this difficult to build and have a problem with. I know it's not just you, but is there any way we can get rid of the DNR? Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
Is that a motion?
Yes, a motion to dissolve the Illinois
Well,
DNR.
But I do think that is the frustrating part, right? As a community, you try to move forward with things and everything. And it's not the fact that people work against you, but it's just like, it's complicated. It's so
And
complicated.
it's over
at
a
times.
creek. I
And
mean,
you
it's
think-
not like it's a major
Because
river.
we're prepared to build. We have a design that would more than likely be accepted and probably will be accepted. But it's just like one stumbling block after another.
Remember a few years ago when we were trying to put a bike path over the Hennepin?
Same
And it
thing.
just turned, we thought, oh, we have a great design and then it just blew up when we started dealing with IDNR and everything else.
are you talking to culverts?
Yeah, we were gonna build a big culvert so we could build, yeah.
I vaguely remember that, so.
I mean, I agree. The people I've talked to, they're for it. They want one. But my concern is, are we gonna be sitting here 3 years from now still waiting to get this thing built?
Yeah, if we don't start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, people want it for sure.
What the DNR should be more concerned about is the fact you can't even hardly see the water in the creek because the overgrowth is the worst it's ever been in the history of Geneseo. It's terrible.
You can't spray it.
There's too much to spray. There's too many trees. I looked at it the other day and down by what used to be the old frost top. It's so overgrown, it's pathetic. So any water and any flood we get, we're in trouble anyway because the creek's just plain overgrown.
It's not just a creek. It turns into a river very quickly. I mean, everybody goes, that's the creek.
Well,
that's-
yeah. And
That creek can kick butt when it comes to overfilling.
so back to
Overflowing.
the bridge.
Is
since
this
we're
about the
talking-
time when the bridge goes through is
since
when
we're
the dam
talking
gets
about a
built
bridge.
too? Is that what happens? Is that what's gonna happen to this?
No, I think that's a little further down the road. Right now, we need to.
I
make
mean,
some-
is it a good steward? Are they okay with us with that grant or the matching funds? They understand what we're dealing with? Or are they getting frustrated too to find some kind of
No,
result?
when I
or-
said that, I'm only saying that we need to make some decisions as a community to either advance and continue or not, because we've been kind of dealing with this now for quite some period of
I
time.
know, but we keep advancing it it comes back every month. We got to advance it some more. Or we got to do something else, or we'll
Well-
come back next week and it's got, oh, they don't want us, let's have a white bridge. We got to have a purple bridge or
Part of it
whatever.
was because we waited on the ITIP grant, which
Right.
now we've cleared that hurdle. So now we're on to the next phase. And I understand, I would like to see things done a little faster too, but we have to deal with what we have for cards. So it's one step at a time.
Has anything changed? And I'm just going with my own memory because I feel like we voted on this thing about a dozen times now. But has anything changed since the last meeting that we voted on it?
Here,
Yeah.
the fact that we're basically acknowledging, oh, go ahead, Brandon.
Yeah, the last meeting, Lauren was here and informed the council that they had to rework the estimate because of this DNR concern and put the 5-foot length extension
So
in.
now we're
Okay.
We're there now on
We're-
deciding if we want
So
to
nothing
move
else, just,
forward.
I mean, just,
No,
I just
just-
want to make sure for my own sake. that
hard
we-
numbers in black and white on where we're headed with this for you
Yeah.
guys to either say yay or nay.
So they're not coming back again. The DNR says, no, it's got to be 10-foot lengths or something
Well, that
like
could
that.
happen, yes.
Jesus.
Well, I think we, either we just need to move forward and find out what happens, to be honest. That's my opinion.
I make a motion to approve the continuation of the pedestrian bridge project using 2025 local budgeted funds up to 250,000.
Second.
Motion by James, second by Arnold. That's
Rothschild.
backwards from usual. Roll call.
Rothschild,
Yes.
Kennett,
Yes.
Swanson,
Yes.
Barnhart,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Arnold.
Yeah, I suppose.
Is that a yes or is that a no?
I said yes.
You said, yeah, you suppose.
Well, yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay, item number 4 would be adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Arnold,
Second.
second by James. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.